Hey there, welcome back to part 2. It's your friend Phil here, project management trainer and coach. We're talking about the big ticket items for your PMP exam. And I'm telling you what I think is very important for you to study as you prepare for this journey ahead. Extremely important, executing. I've talked about that as a process group. But now we're going to be talking about the knowledge areas of interest. This is what they don't tell you in PMP exam bootcamp. People don't often tell you, hey, you need to watch out for this knowledge area. But today I want to alert you to the knowledge area known as integration. Integration is a massive part of the exam. It's so massive, people don't even see it. It's one thing to see the slice and the dice going down, by process group. It's easy to see that executing is big, it's 31%. But did it occur to you that if you were to divide the knowledge areas evenly across, you would get roughly about 9%, 8 to 9%. But one knowledge area stands out as carrying a lot more than just 8 or 9% on the exam. And that knowledge area is none other than the very first one, integration. Integration, if you really do the math like I have in my series, the Wacky Mnemonic series, if you watch the video on integration, you'll notice that integration is 25 at least % of the exam. If you split down the process groups right down the middle and you do the math, you find out that integration could be roughly 25% of your exam, and that's massive. That is huge. Now let me show you the logic here. In initiating, you have 13% of the exam, right? But you only have 2 processes, and one is from integration. If you split that, you already have 6.5% from develop project charter. And then if you look at the end of integration in the closing process group, that's the only process in closing, and it's 7%. So if you add those two, you already have 13.5%. And then if you keep adding based on breaking down the process group into individual chunks and finding out how much each process on average would weigh, you find out that develop project management plan, being conservative, is 1% at least. You find out that direct and manage project work and manage project knowledge are roughly 3% apiece, making another 6%. So it's all adding up, you see. 13.5 plus 1, 14.5 plus 6, 20.5. And then if you add the 2 in the monitoring and controlling process group, roughly 2% apiece, you add those 2, you get another 4%. So you got roughly 24.5%. Round it up to 25 because you have some odds and ends from the other processes. So can you imagine 25% from integration? That tells me that when you're studying for the exam, you need to be extremely careful with this knowledge area. You need to take it apart bit by bit. It's like everything else rolls up into integration. No wonder it's a huge part of the exam. But a lot of folks don't focus on integration. They're focusing on other things. But I want to encourage you, focus on integration. It's going to help you. Okay? Piece by piece. And each piece, I want you to count it in your score bank. Like, count how many marks you're getting as you narrow down your focus on each area, each process of integration. Some parts of integration, I'll just tell you at a very high level, they're not explicitly mentioned as integration, but they are. Your business case appears in chapter 1. Your benefits management plan also does there in detail. Read those. Those are not in chapter 4, but read about your benefits management plan because it's a core part of initiating. Read about your benefits management plan because it's also a core part of initiating. And then when it comes to planning in integration, they don't really talk as much about the change management plan and configuration management plan, but you should know those. So read those up. Those are also going to help you in monitoring and controlling your change management plan, your configuration management plan, what is in it, and so on. When it comes to executing, manage project knowledge, read it deep. When it comes to direct and manage project work, read it deep, because this is where you have your corrective action, preventive action, defect repair, and updates. And it is important that you know that too. See? So there's actually a lot you need to focus on within integration. And that's why it's like the biggest of them all. You know, everything regarding changes that happen, it all revolves around performing integrated change control. All those change requests, you know, very, very important to understand those processes one by one. All right. So I would like to encourage you regarding change requests, regarding approved change requests, regarding the change log, regarding the issue log, all of that stuff, folks. It is very, very important. Okay. And that's pretty much all I have for you today in that regard. I want to encourage you, study hard and do your bit. All right? I look forward to seeing you in another video. Take care. Bye for now.